now know 12 people were sent to the hospital for minor injuries, and the NTSB now investigating. That's audio from air traffic control capturing the chaos after an American Airlines plane burst into flames during an emergency landing. This Boeing 737 en route from Colorado Springs to Dallas was diverted to DIA after the crew reported engine vibrations about 30 minutes into the flight.
As the plane landed and began taxiing, one of the engines caught fire, forcing passengers to evacuate as smoke poured out. All 172 passengers and 6 crew members made it off safely. Alexandra Cullen says her mom was one of the survivors. She shared this video and described the experience as mayhem.
We saw probably a couple dozen people coming down the slide and running away. We didn't know what we were seeing or what was going to happen to people, so it was pretty scary.
You can tell there. We have live team coverage on the fallout from the fire and safety issues sparking new fears in some travelers.
Let's start with Denver 7's Christian Lopez, who spoke with a former firefighter who was on board the plane when it caught fire. Christian, what can you tell us?
And he says that he believes that the pilot and the flight crew did the best they could to keep everyone safe. Richard Lauer says he first noticed that something was wrong when the takeoff from Colorado Springs felt a little rough. He was heading to Dallas to get onto his connecting flight to Charlotte. He says about 15 to 20 minutes into that flight, they were told that there was some sort of engine trouble and that they'd be landing in Denver. Now, passengers were told that it was the right engine that needed to be powered down, though he's not sure how much of that actually happened. Once they landed in Denver, he says passengers started yelling about a fire, and when he looked, he saw directly across the aisle from his seat and could see that smoke.
You could see smoke, you could see some flames up through the windows, and then the cabin started to fill up with smoke, and at that point they opened the emergency exit, and everybody in my section of the plane would have exited via the emergency slide. Obviously, you know, some people handle stress differently than other people do. So there was some panic that happened, but I felt like the staff on board handled that fairly well. I mean, as well as you can handle that.
And Lauer said that he made it to Charlotte this morning. He's still processing everything that happened. We will have much more on his story coming up on Denver 7 News at 6. We're live from DIA. I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
Thank you, Christian. And now we want to get to Scripps News Group's Dan Grossman, continuing our team coverage tonight, live from Denver International Airport.
And Dan, this is just the latest disaster at another U.S. airport. So how does this affect how travelers feel about flying?
Yeah, you can imagine that it is not great. A new poll shows that nearly 2 in 3 people say that these recent mishaps with airlines here in the United States have made them more wary of traveling through the air. 1 in 3 people saying that it has them changing their plans, and 11% saying they are canceling their plans altogether. All of this culminating at one of the busiest travel times of the year, spring break. TSA says between March 7th and the 24th, they're expecting 50 million travels at airports here domestically. That is actually a 5% uptick from where it was at this point last year. However, officials still emphasizing that flying through the air is still the safest mode of travel. We spoke with a aviation expert, a longtime person in the industry, saying that one of the big reasons he thinks that this is catching so much attention is because of how much these incidents are being caught on video nationally. The statistics show that actually at this point this year, there are fewer aviation incidents than there were at this point last year. Also, TSA and the FAA making sure that these incidents are not happening at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport in Arlington, Virginia. They have put a new emphasis on safety after that tragic helicopter crash with that airliner, and the FAA is investigating other airports with heavy helicopter traffic.
Even though those incidents are down, it's nice to know that something is being done to increase safety.
You need that reassurance and a little peace of mind. Thank you so much. Scripps News Group's Dan Grossman reporting tonight. Dan, as always, appreciated.